Hi, we are here. We are here for our inaugural mullet review. First, I'd like to introduce one of the panel.
No, are we panels? Yeah, we're panels, right? Just for the mullets? I don't know. No.
Mullet review.
Mullet review.
Mullet review.
I'm going to introduce you to one of our team, Natalia. Woo! She's, as you can see.
Yes. Hello. I am Natalia. I'm actually from Canada, but I've taken that out for today.
Yes, because this is important information.
Yes.
Important information. I see you have a mullet on your boobies.
I do have a mullet on my boobies.
That's one of my favorite mullets. It's one of my favorite
too.
songs of all time.
I got him on a sticker. I got mullets everywhere.
Whoa.
Mullets are my life.
Yeah.
I love mullets.
Okay, well, you should do well in this because this is basically Natalia's idea. So this is going to be a regular segment on our what's the show called again? Road to Hagdom. So as we are filming this, we haven't even started filming that yet. So this is going to be a regular segment once a month, where you can send in mullets to be judged by us. Our mullet experts, or aficionados, as some of us call ourselves. And so if you would like to send in a mullet, you can send in your favorite mullets to
Mullet review.
Mullet review.
So every month, end of the month, maybe start of the next month, we will have a look at the submitted mullets and make a judgment as to which one is the best. All right. Now we have some mullets we've pre-prepared, and these mullets, some of them are quite old, because I thought we'll leave the new mullets up to our viewers to send in. We've been planning this for 2 years. It's all my fault that I've never actually done it. Firstly, what constitutes a mullet? Because I've seen some shit floating around, people saying mullet, and I'm like, not a mullet. I see a man. Does he have a mullet?
No, he just has uncut hair.
No, so what do you think? I don't know. I feel like there has to be a ratio difference between
so like there
party
needs
and
to
business.
be like at least 2-inch difference between front and back. Like you can have like a baby mullet, then you can have like the OG mullet. Now we're talking like,
But see and I'll show you with some of the examples. There's some mullets that I think there's a 2-inch difference, but it all depends on how much the business side is at the front.
Yeah.
Like
there's also like the wolf cut, which is like a tiered mullet. So it's like a
yes.
Like think like Beckian in Cocoa Bop. That's a wolf cut right there.
Yes,
so
we're having a look at that. We're having a look at that one today. Look at me. Look at my professionalism with my mullet pen. What I also wanted to. Why do you think it is that we like mullets on K-pop boys, but mostly not on other boys?
Okay, so the way I see it is that so the average person that I personally see in real life with a mullet looks like they also don't know how deodorant works. So,
yeah, I must admit.
Like, So there's like a stylish element to it. The other thing I really like about mullets, specifically in a K-pop context, is that like with a lot of other hairstyles that you see, often they are, for lack of a better word, culturally appropriated and very inappropriate and not made for Asian style of hair. And it just comes off. Ugh. But with a mullet's for everyone. Mullets have no culture. Mullets you can remix a mullet to your heart's content and offend no one.
So how should we score these? Do you think we're going to have some properties we need to discuss for each mullet? So I was thinking functionality. How easy would it be to get that mullet ready in the morning? That's one I like.
It. So functionality.
Yeah.
Style. How good does the mullet look? Like,
yeah, okay. Style.
How attractive is the mullet? Ratio. We gotta go like
ratio.
How severe is the mullet? Like, is it a little baby mullet or is it a full-fledged adult mullet?
That's 3. Do we need any more?
I feel like attitude, man. Just the attitude.
Okay.
Are they pulling off the mullet, or does it look like the mullet is wearing them?
Okay, first mullet. Are you ready?
I'm so ready. Okay. See, this is what I'm talking about. One,
This.
my baby. We got the baby mullet on one
Yeah.
side.
And
then
how
we've
good.
And then you've got this beast of a mullet. We're talking, just
It's this. When I first saw this one on the right, I lost my shit. That is the
So
most
good.
beautiful thing I have ever seen in my
the
life.
styling, the color.
Oh my God.
Just the attitude, like.
I don't know how
chef's
functional
kiss.
it would be because I feel like there's a bit of a plait or braid or something at the top.
Yeah, it feels like there's like a twist or something that leads
twist,
into
yeah.
it. So it's sort of like a twisted undercut leading into a mullet, which is a wild choice, must say.
Yeah,
I feel
it's
like
just
the twist itself would be very difficult to, maintain.
yeah. So it's
but
not
the
it's not very
actual-
functional.
and I would imagine you would have to flat iron,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a little bit more maintenance. Baby mullet
lots
is
of
a
maintenance.
classic. I call those baby mullets neck
Well,
warmers.
see, I call them soccer mum, but not this one. See, there's
No.
it's a fine line between soccer mum and
mhm.
baby mullet. If you do it
Yes.
right, perfection. If you do it wrong, soccer mum. And I don't know if I actually added any soccer mum ones in here because I didn't want to insult anyone, but I'm sure we'll get a few.
If you do it right, you're a style icon. If you do it
Yeah.
wrong, you look like you
Yeah.
want to ask for the manager. So like,
And this one looks
gotta
like it'll be very easy
it
to
looks
maintain, I think.
very much so. Just a little, little zhuzhing in the morning and you're good to go. Oh, okay. This mullet.
I know. Again, lost my shit.
I've actually painted this mullet before.
Oh,
Absolutely beautiful. Now,
isn't he stunning?
just absolutely stunning. Now, what really sets this mullet apart for me is the color.
Of course,
Like,
two-tone.
The two-tone. It's like not only they were like, listen, we're gonna give you a beautiful mullet, but we're also gonna give you a nice pop of color to give it some dynamism in there. That's also the color my hair normally is in non-COVID times when I can.
Oh, really? I actually saw another photo of this where the his sort of fringe or bangs, as you call, I don't know what you call them in Canada. He had them actually slicked back, and it looked chef's kiss. This was a good year for BAP too, by the way.
was,
I think I had
was.
like 7 of their songs in my top 20 for the year. So
It's not just the mullet, like the styling of the clothes, like goes with the mullet, like the
Exactly.
suspenders,
exactly.
like the look in his eyes. You're just like, that's a mullet you can trust.
It's
That's
also it's so I don't know, timeless. The white shirt.
Just it's like Amish from the waist to the neck.
Yeah.
80s punk from the neck to the top of the head. Beautiful.
It's a thing of beauty, right?
It's just wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah, the classic.
We couldn't do
the OG mullet, as it were, in the modern
again.
K-pop
The
era.
first one almost is that's the soccer mum length, but then the color and the actual
And
how
the cut. There's
short it is at the front gets that. Yeah, it's almost. I'm trying to figure out. His are so shaved back that you could almost make a mohawk out of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So the second one is the one in the middle is like, I love the severity of the shaving as versus the length of the back and the shortness of the front. So that's like a real classic, but make it bougie.
These are the classic sort of ones that if I saw in a bogan here in Australia, I'd be going vomit. I'm looking at I'm looking at the God G Dragon, and
it's different. It's
different.
It's all about attitude. Like he looks like he showers, and that makes a difference.
I know.
Last one.
Is it a mullet? That's what I was going to ask. Is it a mullet?
I personally don't think it's a mullet because of the length of the front. I feel like this is more a mohawk that is not styled.
That is flat.
So it's like down mohawk.
Yes.
But still, like the mohawk and the mullet are sisters, not twins,
Oh, they are.
it's, and also like, look at him.
I mean, how good does he look in that? He looks fucking amazing.
So
Like,
good.
I want to cry. So this, okay, if anyone saw my reaction to this Love Me Harder, I melted down. I was a puddle.
This is the most like Lost Boys style, like just badass style of mullet. This is the punk rock mullet, you know what I mean? Like,
And
this
it's
is the grunge mullet, and it looks good on him.
now these are quite different. Now this one I'm not quite sure of the length. It definitely isn't long hair pushed back. It is a mullet, because in the other shots you can see that it's a mullet. It's just that it's slicked back here because of his. I think he's got sunglasses on his head and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was slick, but that, and then he promised that he would do one stage with a mullet. I think it was his last stage.
Mm-hmm.
I proceeded to have another meltdown.
So good. It's so good. Oh, okay. Yes.
My baby.
Yes, my sweet child.
Look at him.
So this mullet I find very interesting, because this is like halfway between a mullet and a wolf cut, because there's sort of like a tier, but it's not. So it's still the mullet, but they don't have the severe sides on this one. So this one's growing more to the wolf cut, and I am a huge fan.
This just
Covers
is.
the neck.
It's soft. And also it would be really easy to just shake and go. But I'm sure he spends 5 hours in the hairdresser's chair.
Oh,
but
yes.
It's just, I don't know. It's just perfection. I can't even say any more. He's just the most beautiful.
The front cut works really well with the shape of his face, and the mullet is like the perfect little accessory.
And his sideburns just look cute.
Style. Yeah, they're not overwhelming. Like, it's so too.
Okay.
Okay, this was
okay.
Okay. Literally, when he popped out with a mullet, like 9 people tagged me. They were like, Natalia.
Now, I think one of them he had at one stage, because his mullet, and I'm not sure. I know a lot of mullets are clip-ins. I think he grew his quite a lot. His grew, and at
this was a COVID mullet.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Because also the headband can't see the roots. Well, you can just see the roots as well. So they all had their roots showing. This it's quite long, but I feel like it's still a mullet. I don't know, because there's not much at the back. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's more like at the front than the back.
And there is a marked difference between party in the front, like business in the front, and party in the back. You've got like the nice like church boy look in the front. Yeah. And then you've got party boy in the back.
If it had been graduated, not so much, but the sharp difference in the side, and then it's also very, sort of. I did see one of him where it looked a bit soccer mummy, because he hadn't, I don't know.
But that bubblegum pink too.
This is, I mean, pink is one of my favorite hair colors of all time, by the way.
And it looks good with his skin tone. Oh.
The king. Oh. The king. Okay, now this, when he came out for Say My Name with that freaking mullet, that's when they became my alt group. That's when we were in Korea. That's when 80s snatched me, and Hongjun became my son. I adopted him. But both of these mullets are incredible.
Like, literally, the first time I saw 80s was the Holla Holla and Say My Name eras. And I'm really into like steampunk novels. So my friend Sky was like, hey, you should check out 80s. You're gonna love their concept. Like, this is the steampunk. So at the time they all had the masks, right? And it was the black hats, the masks and everything, and the weird walkie-talkies and the chains. So you couldn't actually see their faces, but you could see that mullet.
Look, and
I was like, oh, girl, you know me. Because
I think when we saw him in Korea, he had this. No, hang on, I've got photos. I don't know. No, I think he still had this one when we were there. So it overlapped. I think he changed somewhere mid Halla Halla comeback somewhere. I mean, I know those ones were sew-ins or whatever. But yeah, so I don't know. He's got it both. He's got it perfect in both. I mean, the shagginess. You can't really see my mouse. I'm doing it the wrong one. The shagginess is divine. It's just
I would say that the shag mullet is more of a wolf cut for me, because there is like a diagonal gradation, which is still a category of mullet in my eyes. But like that first one,
first one, Supreme,
and it's
mullet
so
Supreme.
Long and beautiful, and like it looks good on him.
When he wears that what I hope is a faux fur sort of coat comes, it's just like, wow, king, beautiful. King, and his face, perfection.
Just, Mark.
The pink, I love when they had
amazing.
They had the individual teasers for these, and I'm pretty sure I had to put a shout warning at the start of my reaction, because Mark.
Yeah, moon.
know.
No, like look at that beautiful mullet. It's like that's the perfect depiction of a K-pop mullet right there.
Exactly. I can't imagine a mullet more beautiful, more perfect. Okay, Taemin's for all right. Taemin's for but this is functional.
Like this is functional.
Well.
It's beautiful. It's well styled, well colored, well.
Look at his attitude. Just look at his attitude, his face.
Like that mullet is adding to him. You know.
Yeah.
It's not taking away from
that color is just wild.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Again, pink is my fave.
I love it.
Okay. Roman. Now, did you send me this? Someone Roman.
I may have. I
think he's from Elas, right?
I think so.
Wow.
Beautiful mullet. Beautiful mullet.
Boy.
I love the little Clark Kent thing.
Yeah.
Adds a nice little element. Those weird ass only fingers gloves, the opposite of fingerless.
I know.
But
I love the way it's back with his forehead.
Yeah. I like the styling of it. Like the swoop over is very cool. It adds sort of like a real business in the front.
Yes, you can change a mullet completely by just having off or on the forehead. It's just this is slick. This is just wow.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And this is the new group I've got to start standing soon.
Okay.
Kim Byung-kwon.
Oh, okay. First off,
I love him.
Look at it.
Look at him.
This is a mullet on casual day. You know what I mean? Like, this is just rolled out of bed, but still looking good mullet. Which means, for functionality, easy. Wash and wear. A wash and wear mullet. It actually looks like, what I like about this picture specifically is the fact that it just looks like, if he was just a regular dude, he just chose that mullet, They got the brown hair. Of course, the piercing contacts and the glitter under the eyes gives it away. What a cute!
And the ratio is great because it's just quite short all the way around, except for his sideburn. Can you imagine if he buffed that up? If he slicked that back? I don't even want to think about it. It is so good. Rolled out of bed mullet. Look at that. Those. Look, stop it, you! Don't. I can't look at him anymore. I can't look at him anymore.
Move on. Oh God, yes. Okay,
people are getting mad. People are like, "It's a great song. Don't like Yeonjun's mullet." I'm like, "What the? This is the best thing I've seen in my life."
This is an incredible mullet. I don't know what they're talking about.
Oh my God!
Like, if it wasn't short in the front, people would be saying, "Oh, what a king with that beautiful long hair." But just because it's short in the front, people have some problems. But just Look at this beautiful hair. I love like the gradations of pink, like the multi-pink in there. That it's got like that, just sort of beach waves to it. Like the hat.
It is beautiful. And it's a bit different. It's nice, not totally back, just a bit of a side part there.
And then you can see where it gets longer. So this one is sort of like the mullet is a bit more further because you can see it behind his ears.
I can't remember if we had any of him without the hat. There were some without the hat, but it was shorter. I don't think we actually saw this without the hat, but it was definitely a mullet.
But the styling with the hat.
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
The hat's part of it. The hat is part of the beauty, so it's gorgeous. Yeah. If I do find one of him, if I find one of him with this length without the hat, I'll pop it up on the screen. Okay. Oh. Now this is one where I was is this a mullet or is this long hair?
This I would say is a wolf cut that's growing out. Because there's too much of the diagonal, but I like the style regardless. Though I feel like it's sort of styled. Yeah, it could be styled a bit better, just for his face shape. Yeah,
they could have done something. They could have. The styling isn't good. It looks like they've just let it dry naturally almost, and just. Yeah, you know what I mean? They could have done more with it, but someone submitted this as a mullet, and that's what I was going to say. Well, 80s rock god, but on the border.
I can see why someone would think this was a mullet, but this is just a grown-out wolf cut.
Yeah, if it had less in the back, maybe more mullety.
And if it was more of a, if there was more of an angle towards it. No hate. No hate.
Yuta is a god. Yuta is a god.
Yeah,
so
love him. He's actually my phone background. Okay. No, this was the other one.
This is just too much.
When this teaser came out, everyone was like, people were messaging me. They're like, "Did you see it? Did you see it?" And I was like, "Girl, I saw it. I saw everything about this beautiful. The color, fantastic. The cut, beautiful. The styling, beautiful. The makeup, everything about it screams attitude. This is Lost Boys mullet, which is my favorite type of mullet.
It's so soft at the front. It's got a little bit of flicking back, I love the piecey sort of look at the back, it's not just one length. It's all like, I just love it. I don't know why, I love the ratty mullets. And he's an Aussie boy too, so he's probably quite at home.
I keep mentioning, I don't know, like the age of your audience, but if there's any younger ones, I keep mentioning Lost Boys. It's a vampire movie.
Oh God. Look, I'm going to put...
And there were,
one of my favorite movies.
Pop up a picture of Kiefer Sutherland and move on. They'll see what I mean. Like
Chinese, good choice. Over here, bud.
I had a poster of Lost Boys on my wall that I used to kiss before I went out drinking. So yeah,
beautiful.
It was my life back in the 80s. Right?
I feel like the things that we like how we both enjoyed Lost Boys is really sort of informing this mullet.
Yeah, I think so.
Love maybe a little bit. Okay, so this is the babiest of baby mullets.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's because of the small amount of hair at the back.
Mm-hmm. It's
puts
not
it
quite
towards
there.
the mullet.
Yeah,
right?
It's mullet aspirational. Like it wants to be a mullet so
Yeah.
bad, but it's not being allowed to live its best mullet life. Like if it added like half an inch to that back hair,
Yeah.
we'd be in mullet territory. But this is just sort of like, I call them sort of like ear curls. Like they're just little.
Yeah, it's a mullet, a training mullet.
Yeah.
Mullet and training. I'll tell you a funny story. My son has had long, wavy hair, and it was getting quite long all over. So we went for a haircut the other day, and he came back, and I said to him, "They gave you a mullet," because he didn't notice at the back they had just left this small amount going down his neck, and he's going, "Oh, cut it off, cut it off."
And you're like,
so
no.
I tried to cut it off. He comes home from work yesterday and he goes, "Mum, someone asked me at work, someone said, nice mullet at work." And really, it was because it was short all the way around, but they just left too much. It was longer than this. Yeah. It was down halfway down his neck. But even that, I mean, Australians are, mullet, of course, mullet experts, although they have no taste. Let me put it that way.
See,
mullet.
It's all about if you want a mullet, get a mullet. But if you want it to be like these mullets that we're looking at, you got to think about the style and the attitude that you have while wearing it.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's just like a greasy looking mullet, it's not going to get on my appreciation
Nah,
list,
mate. Nah, mate. But, I mean, the tongue and the collar there will...
Yeah. Okay. 1D8, love him.
Love him.
2, this is the beautiful... this is the best example of like the grown out accidental mullet.
Yeah.
And it works with him because he knows how to accessorize and he knows how to have attitude.
He just looks spectacular.
Yeah. And this looks like it's an easy, functional, like business mullet is what I'd call this. Like you could wear this mullet. Like in this picture, he looks like a classy TA. You know what I mean?
And this is also in the area vicinity of Soccer Mum mullet, but not, because it's how you accessorize, how you style it, perfection. And he always looks.
How you just comport yourself, like he's amazing.
He's owning it.
Incredible.
He's owning it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. When this one dropped,
woo!
So did my heart and maybe my panties a little. Yes.
I don't know about now. The one on the left is that. I don't know what era that is. That a grown out mullet or is no? Because see, the sides are quite long.
Yeah. So I think which one came first? I can't even remember.
I can't remember.
But they both look incredible. I would say I prefer the blue. I'm gonna go with the blue because I can't tell my left from my right, even though I'm in my 30s.
The blue.
The blue, because there's just something about the attitude that's going. Like he looks like a punk rocker in here. He's got the shaved eyebrow,
the eyebrow,
sick eye, like the sick things, and I love the undercutting of the front. Like
so it's not around. The undercut doesn't go. There's undercut, but Is it
Yes.
grown out around his ear? It's not shaved around
Yeah.
its ear. It's
So
only
it's
short.
like it's like fades into like regular, and it's and
Yeah.
as you can see with this, a mullet doesn't have to be particularly long to be
No.
considered a mullet.
And
Like,
it's that ratio. It's a ratio.
It's clearly it's forming an angle. It's a clear
Yeah.
mullet, and it
Yeah.
looks fantastic.
Do you remember when he first had his mullet? It was
I
a couple of
love it.
years ago. He had, I'll pop a picture up for when I edit, but when he first had it, people were losing it. And I'm like, because people who didn't like mullet haters, mullet antis, but it was it was this a real ratty one. It was quite long. But I thought it was divine. I lost my shit. I think that's
And
one of the
also, like-
earliest K-pop mullets of the new
and
generation.
And the thing about it is he does what he wants to do and always has,
Yeah.
which is like why he has facial piercings sometimes.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't ask anyone's permission, which means if he had that mullet, that was his idea.
Yeah.
To get that mullet. So he wanted to live his best mullet life, and I am here for it.
And his face just all right.
Okay. Hoshi, little tiger boy, love him.
Look at
K-pop's little furry. Look at that adorable little mullet.
Yeah.
This is like, sweet boy next door mullet. Like
Exactly the way they've teased it and curled it a little bit at the front. And
it adds like a little bit of softness to it.
Yeah.
Like, mullets can be a little, but you occasionally see non-good mullets that they like perm the top, and it's too
no.
It's too much. This is
No.
just,
I wish I had a bit of angle of the back, but that's gorgeous. And the color, look at him, look at his skin and the glowing. It just looks like a beautiful, glowing, soft mullet boy.
Beautiful. Okay.
Here we have.
Okay. This was the one that people lost. People either loved it or hated it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I saw it and immediately was like, "What is this?"
Look.
So he's my bias. Like he's my. You know how you have like biases in every group, and then you have like your bias.
Yes.
He's my.
Look at the
bias,
streaks, the red streaks through there.
I actually watched a video, like his hairstylist that he's been going to since he debuted has a YouTube channel, and they were actually talking about this.
Oh, wow.
The hairstylist was like, yeah, like, I convinced you to get that haircut, and you were like, I don't know, I don't think people are gonna like it. And he's like, and we really divided some minds.
It's iconic. It's
It's
iconic
incredible.
now.
Just like, look at it. Just absolutely fabulous. Oh, okay. This is like a nice little stylish.
So this isn't quite. I don't feel like it's.
It's like it's another one that wants to be a mullet but hasn't quite made it there.
I think when they dropped Enough, which is what the era this is from, the mullet he had in that, because I've still got a clip of me screaming that he's got blue contacts and a mullet, like screaming. It wasn't this. It was longer. And it was slightly different at the front. These are the teaser photos. No, I don't think it's quite a mullet, but it's
something.
Beautiful.
It looks good on him, and his attitude is pulling
But
it
yes,
off.
I agree. This is sort of not quite. It'd have to be a longer at the back or shorter at the front. So, and this is the last one.
This one's okay. Now,
This one,
I feel like the color of this one, I feel doesn't work. Just the color with one, his skin tone, and two, outfit that they've chosen for him. It's like the tones or the lighting or whatever it is. I don't know if that shirt is like sort of a streaky silk or if it's just yellow lighting, but it doesn't work for me. Beautiful man, of course, but I feel like this is a lazy mullet.
I feel like
it's okay. It's average.
It's not styled. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's not structured enough.
Yeah, like
I feel like the amount of hair at the back, there's not much of it, I think. So it's definitely still qualifies as a mullet, but there's not enough. Yeah, I feel like there should have been a bit more either shaving on the side.
Yeah, like
looking, it's too soft. I think
it's
but
nice.
maybe that's what
I
has,
always like to see a mullet, but when I look at this mullet, all I think is, okay.
Has anyone in BTS had a proper mullet though? Maybe they're because V's is also verging on the edge. Maybe they're trying to stay in that middle ground.
Yeah,
not alienate the half of their fans who hate mullet.
To please the mullet haters
and please the mullet
together.
people. But I agree. No, he's a beautiful man, but I prefer him with a short black cut.
Yeah,
off his forehead.
I like the shorter cut on him as well.
Well, okay. Look, that is it. That is our 20. We've been through 20 mullets.
Just
Some not
are
quite
just-
mullets. They're beautiful.
I think that mullets are great, you know. They're the sort of hairstyle that, like, it's very accessible to get, and, like, it's very easy to style in various different ways. And I think that, you know, mullets have a bad rep because of
They
the old,
do.
like, you know, like, hick, you know,
Oh, look.
racist country boy meme.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
like bogans, as we like to call them in Australia.
Yeah.
Bogans.
But, like, you know, there's a vast difference. Like, for example, okay, it's like my mom and I can have the same shirt, but that'll look completely different on my mom and I, you know what I
Exactly.
mean? Because of how you
Exactly.
style it and how you choose to pull things off. So I think the reason I like K-pop mullets is there's effort put into them, whereas the bogans, as you say, no.
Yeah. No.
Just
Yeah.
wash your
Well,
hair.
look, I think we've covered a lot today.
I think so.
I
think so
hope
as well.
people look forward to
Mullet Review.
Mullet Review.
and we'll try once a month if we get to it. We'll get the joy of talking and looking at
Yeah.
mullets.
We're looking specifically for K-pop mullets.
Oh, K-pop
Okay.
mullets. Good Lord,
We need-
don't Jesus. Do not
You
send.
need to
Do not send your
specify.
husband's mullet, please. Okay.
Like, you can, but they probably won't make
We-
the show.
We won't be judging it. And everyone, look forward to Road to Hagdom, which will be airing soon. I'm not sure, probably looking at end of February, March. I don't know when this is being posted, but it is going to be a lot of fun. We won't be talking about mullets all the time. We actually be talking about K-pop.
We'll be there, so I
No,
want to
Natalia will be
see all
there.
of
She'll be
you.
there. She'll be there.
Woo!
She'll be
And
there. I'll be.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. And
Oh my
hit
God,
that notification button so you can keep up with everything going on Frankie's amazing channel.
Okay,
Love
I'm
it.
shit at promoting my own channel. Thanks very much for being on.
Okay.
Bye.
Mullet Review.
Mullet Review.
Mullet Review.